In this Board Games Direct video, the series where we give you a look at games that you might see if you went to a convention, we've got card games. A whole bunch of games in which you hold cards. Before we jump in though, just a reminder, this is not our normal editorial content. These are paid previews. And so these are not reviews, it's a separate thing. Enjoy. Keep your Schadenfreudes close and your Schaden enemies closer. This is Schadenfreude.
Which of course means pleasure at someone else's misfortune.
Yeah, you know, somebody drops a plate in a restaurant. That's some delicious Schadenfreude. Everyone goes,
Way!
yeah, everyone goes, way, and you go, oh, I'll order the Schadenfreude actually. This week's special.
I'll have what he's having.
I'll have what he's having.
There's a lot of that in this game. In fact, it contains several plates for you to drop.
Oh, fantastic.
Which we'll reveal in just a moment.
It's like we're in a Greek restaurant. Let's get smashing.
This is a trick-taking game, and it does really stick to its theme of Schadenfreude, because this is a game which you are going to be delightfully mean to your friends / enemies.
Isn't that like every game?
Oh yeah, but this one especially so.
Okay, cool. Are these my cards?
These are your cards. Pick them up. Have a look at them. This has got art by Weberson Santiago, because this is a re-implementation of an older game, and they've brought it to make it fresh, unique, and spicy.
Still a bit grimy.
Yeah, a little bit grimy. I love it.
Well, Schadenfreude is grimy.
It is, just inherently. The basics of this game are really straightforward. It's a must-follow trick-taking game, which means if I play this blue 2, Matt then must follow that card with another blue card, if he's got one. If he doesn't, then he can play whatever he wants. And the highest number of the lead suit will win the trick, but it won't! In this one, the second highest card of the lead suit wins. Always second place will win. So in this situation, I would take the win because I played the 2, you've played the 4, and our friend Billy over here is playing -3.
That's unusual in trick-taking games, I've got to be honest.
The cards that weren't played by me go in a discard pile. The card that I played goes in front of me, and that's going to be points at the end of the round. I would also, if we played a trick where I played a red card and you couldn't follow and you played like a green card, for example, you always take the card that you win with, and any off-suited cards go in your little pile here as well, right? Now this is good up to a point, because it's good because these are points at the end of the round.
Yeah, so but what if I played this instead? This -2 cards.
Well,
am I cooking with onions now?
Then potentially I would have to take that and get myself some minus points, and that would be bad. Also, if I were ever to collect a card, let's say I've got this 8 in front of me, and I were to win with an 8, or you were to play an 8 that I then won, those cards can't coexist in your score pile, and they would cancel each other out, and they'd go in the bin. So that's nasty. There's already a lot of nastiness, right?
This is mean.
At the end of the trick, you're going to add up your points, and you're going to go up on this track. So I've got 2 minus 2 plus 9, so I'd go up 9 points, and I'd be up here on 26.
Counting.
How does the game end? Well, surely it's after a certain amount of rounds whoever has the most points. No, because in keeping with the trick-taking, the way that the game ends is also a little Schadenfreude-ish, because if a player ever exceeds 40 points, they fall out the window of the tower all the way down here and get eaten by a crocodile. And then the person who is in second place wins the game. It's cute, right?
I mean, that's, yeah.
It's kind of delightful.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
The Schadenfreude is struck through it. It's like a stick of rock.
Left me quite literally speechless. It's one of those games where you explain the rules and immediately the game just jumps to life, and I kind of understand what it would be like to play it, and I want to make sure that somebody else gets eaten by the crocodile.
Yeah, absolutely.
And becomes a skeleton.
You can even have multiple people falling off the tower at the same time.
In the same round?
They all get eaten. And if everyone falls off, I think the person with the most points wins, which is kind of hard to do, but it could happen.
It could happen.
It could happen to you in Schadenfreude.
Beautiful.
Yeah, nice little mean trick taker.
Lovely.
We got FlipToons Season 2.
That's it. We liked the tunes so much we flipped them twice.
As of course there is FlipToons Season 1, you can see over here, and there is a new FlipToons Season 2, which can be merged together into one giant game or bought separately, and played separately.
They just have different creatures.
Different animals, different fictional creatures like rats and panthers and mongooses and capybaras and
gorilla?
Monkey.
A big monkey? Seems hard to believe.
I don't think so.
A little far-fetched for my tastes. This is a game of deck building, except your deck is always a deck. Every time you're reshuffling it back to the start point.
You've never got a discard pile.
And you're drawing out 6 new cards. So at the start of the game, we both start with pretty simple things, and we just flip them over. And I've got a firefly, I've got a spider, I've got a grasshopper, I've got a mosquito, and a ladybug.
Guess what? I've got the same, but in a slightly different order.
Which does affect things. Because what you're going to then do is activate these cards left to right, top to bottom, traditional English reading style.
Yes.
And those things are going to get you points. They're going to activate powers. They're going to say, hey, do this. Hey, do that. Hey, do this. And then you're going to have all of these coin points. Now, coin points that you see on this, they don't mean anything until you've got enough to win the game.
Exactly. Well, they do mean something before that, because you can use them to go shopping.
Buried my lead, man.
I'm sorry.
Did you not know that I was going to tell the audience the big surprise that you can spend money to buy things?
Spoilers!
So what you're going to then do is you're going to be able to buy things from this shop.
I'd like a rat.
Well, the rat's going to cost you £3 British.
I've got more than £3 British.
You're good.
It goes in my sort of fictional discard
Now,
pile.
I'd love a gorilla, but that's a little too rich for my taste. The fun thing about these, though, is that these slots for the shop always have the same prices, and things just shuffle along. And you always put them in order of value. So at the moment, this has a value technically of about 9. So getting that for 4?
It's a steal.
Absolute bargain. I'm going to get a panther.
Gonna have a tasty
but you might
panther.
have a round where it wants you to spend 15 coins to get something that's completely rubbish.
Buy just a rat.
Yeah,
A
so-
measly rat.
What do these animals actually do, though?
Different things. The rat, for example, makes it easier to dismiss other creatures in your stack, so you can bin off all of your useless mosquitoes that do absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
The gorilla lets you throw people into a little top slot, so when you play the gorilla into your tableau, the next card you play goes on top of it. like this, so
and
you
that
get a little bit more
activates
room.
before everything else.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Funky.
Oh yeah, it must do, because you go top to bottom, left to right, traditional English reading
I
style.
presume so. And obviously you're going to get some creatures that allow you to stack things up and break this rule of having 6 cards and keep playing other cards to remove things from your deck, to shuffle things around. You've also got some cards that are kind of a little bit collaborative. So you're going to get points for them based on how many other ones are currently on the table or in the shop.
Or a little competitive. If you've got the most of a certain kind of card and no one else has got none of them, then you're going to be in the big bucks money style.
But then after you've done that, you've got your new card, you just take all of your cards back, shuffle them, and then you go again.
And you're hopefully trying to get a set of cards that will get you enough coins to exceed 30.
Yes.
Because when you do that, you get to take the Critic's Choice card with this nice turtle clapping his hands, which is going to get you +3 coins on the final flip.
Yeah.
So anyone can win it right until the end, because after someone exceeds 30, they don't just win the game.
No.
One more flip, and that person just gets a little
So you've got a slightly better chance of being the person who wins the game.
Yeah, it kind of rewards consistency, right?
You might have a round where you do very, very well, and if you don't do very well after that, then you didn't win. That's just
It doesn't like you being spiky.
rules of the game. It's a really, really simple game that kind of like you can unfold and play on the table as you go and pick it up as you play.
Yeah, and I guess each box has a kind of little meta that you can sort of slowly uncover by all the different strategies kind of provided by all the different animals, and then you could combine it with the Season 1 box, and then you've got so much FlipToons.
I've not seen the Season 2 box. The Season 1 box was mostly people shouting who has dogs, who has hot dog dogs.
Who has
anyone
nice
got hot dog dogs? And then crying when there were no hot dog dogs available.
This one's got vultures. Look at him with his little set of cutlery and his
I wouldn't trust
thing.
him, personally.
And this crow with a big bat. That's hardcore.
That's a baseball crow.
I'd let that crow bludgeon me any day.
Same, and that's FlipToons.
Matt, I'm going to tell you all about Gudnak.
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 Gudnak, everybody. Well done.
The game tells you it's the Orcish word for war.
Oh, is that true?
And that's what we're having.
A war.
Little war.
A bona fide normal orc war.
Nice and contained 3x3 grid style two-player war.
The two-player setup of the traditional orc war. And this is a game of flippiness and secrets. There's a couple of things you told me about this that are like, that's a little spicy thing. First of all, interestingly, the box is upside down here.
Yeah, we put the box upside down. I was
But
like,
it
we should
doesn't
change
matter,
that.
because
Don't just rotate it.
the logo-
All the pieces will fall out.
The logo is the same way.
Yeah, look, the
both
logo
ways.
works. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Orcs love being upside down, and that's why the word for doing war is upside down Gudnak.
Wow.
Wow.
Do you see that?
Gudnak, for me.
The way this game works is you can play it as either a 2-player head-to-head game or a 4-player team-based whacking game. And it's super straightforward. It's a very, very simple little game to get to grips with. So, the first thing you're going to do on your turn is you're going to draw a card from your deck. And this represents your life in the game. Once you have no cards, you are dead. That's what they always say about poker.
Yeah, if they get down to the bottom, then you've got your little castle citadel there.
Oh no, please don't siege it.
When that happens,
It's bad. Because at the start of your turn, you'll only draw a card if your citadel isn't actively being sieged. If you had this griff dog over here, hanging out in my gate that I wouldn't draw a card, I'd just dump it straight into my graveyard, causing me a little bit of attrition.
A little bit of sadness as well, most likely.
Yeah, probably. I'd shed a little tear. And then once you have done your little start of turn draw and any start of turn effects you might have, you will then take actions. And you do 2 actions, and then your opponent takes their go.
Okay.
And the actions, they're all very straightforward. You can move a unit, just shuffling it from one space to another. You can deploy a new unit into your gate, which is this space over here. And you can even deploy another unit on top of an existing unit if they share the same traits. This is called a stack, and it's going to come in use when you're doing fighting.
See, I did that to try and be clever because you explained the game a little bit.
But you did it wrong.
I did it wrong. I didn't match the symbols.
It's okay.
He held back a rule from me.
We'll pretend it's real. Put it back.
Put the dog on the thing. All right.
Back.
Put the dog on the man.
The other thing you can do is you can attack a unit in a neighbouring space. So I might attack your Griff dog with my Echo Hunter. Here, by the way, Matt's playing the nice. Well, they're not very nice. They seem a little bit fascistic. Religious order who want to punish the world for its lack of faith.
But they have got dogs.
They have got Griff dogs.
So
I'm playing the little underground goblins because that's who I identify as.
Miniature orcs, they're
little
called.
tiny orcs. If you attack, you just bonk, attack the space next to you, and you look to see who has the highest strength value. We're both equal here, so both go and are dead. But look, we've just unveiled the units that were below it in the stack, and now if we have a fight, I'll just clean up this little guy. So the stacks can be very useful for smuggling in powerful units underneath weaker ones, or vice versa, I guess.
Kind of like Trojan horsing, but like instead of a big wooden horse, you're just putting a man underneath another man, or maybe a man underneath a dog.
Yeah.
Underneath another man.
Something like that.
That's just war.
Also, if your opponent is currently at your gates, then you can get rid of them, because obviously now you're in my gate where I would summon things, you can just discard cards from your hand to repel them. There's a little bit of catch up there in order to get your board freed up a little bit.
Okay.
And the other things you can do are play these special one-use powers that will go wazam and do something crazy, like my little secret tunnel that lets me move around the board really quickly.
And I've got, I can unleash the birdhounds.
Oh my god.
I've been saying this for a long time.
The Griff dogs.
And one day maybe I will unleash the birdhounds.
Like I said, there is also a 4-player mode you can play, and there are deck building opportunities. Yep. You have more than enough cards to mess around with whatever decks you so choose.
Yeah, you got a whole bunch of different, like, kind of little tuck boxes of different types of
This one's
factions?
still in shrink. Untouched.
Untouched by human hands.
There's 4 different factions in the box, and you can deck build them in different ways. And there's also a whole bunch of expansions, all of which add a kind of new mechanic alongside the factions. You got Grotty Boys in this one. You got some Yak people in this one. I think this one adds the underwater world and is also standalone. So if you want to play wet Gudnak rather than regular land-based Gudnak, fill your boots or wellies.
Grotty or wet. Your wellies, your choice. That's Gudnak.
That's Gudnak.
Dead letters. The name, of course, given to letters that we don't use anymore in the alphabet, like zwoggle and flumph.
No, that's not what the game is about. It's about dead letters, what have addresses that they can't deliver to.
Oh.
Although it's kind of not about that. You're a person who works in a dead letter office and you're having a surreal dream in which the letters float by your eyes and you assemble them into words. I think that's what it said in the rulebook. It was something like that.
Something like that.
I'm not joking.
This is a game about letters. It's a word game.
It's a word game.
And we've got here, like, we've set up the table state in a way which is not relative to the game.
No.
It's just that there's usually just one deck of cards.
But I've kind of put them in a sort of Ouija configuration.
We've spread them about.
Just for a bit of fun.
Just for a bit of flavour on the table. So treat this as one big deck.
The way this game works is super duper simple. What you are going to try and do is get rid of all of your letter cards in your hand.
Okay.
And on your turn, you're going to do one of 3 things. Thing number 1 is draw a card. But you don't want to do that. Because you want to get rid of your letters.
All right.
So how do you get rid of your letters? You do one of the other 2 options. And the main thing you're going to be doing is playing letters onto our central board over here. And when you do that, you put a letter on top of a slot to make a valid word.
Sail.
Sail. Look at that.
Like on a boat.
Good job, like on a boat. Some of the other letters that you can play will have little effects. So let's imagine that whale is a word. It isn't. But this little card here lets me go again immediately afterwards. So I could play another word to make hill, you know, a famous word that I would say.
So, but you would have had to make a real word in the second card.
Yeah, well, I would have had to have made a word just full stop with both of these.
With both of them.
I'm just pretending that I'm making actual words. I probably could have thought about it by looking at my hand a bit.
All right, I got one. Maul.
Yeah, that's allowed.
Which I
and
think-
it's a yellow card, so you get another go.
Maum.
Yeah, Maum, a famous Maum.
It's when you maim someone, but in Germany.
I'm going to actually blow your mind here, because let's imagine that you just play this and now it's my go. And I'm like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to make more than to work.
I don't know how you're going to follow something like that, frankly.
You can add letters off the board. So now we've got malls. I know, crazy, right? There's other things you can have as well. So there are sometimes you'll find these letters that have red text on them, which have an effect.
Oh, yeah.
So this one means I can discard
a card.
So I can get rid of cards from my hand. You'll find other ones like this H that have a little linky symbol that means you can play multiple letters at the same time to expand a word rapidly. And your other thing you can do is you can discard the letters. So you can bin off all of them on one slot like this to kind of clear up the board a little bit more.
Oh, because they get like stacked up on top of each other.
They do, yes. They slowly pile up and you can be like, get rid of that, I want to reset my word to a bit more of a normal state. The other thing that happens is if every single person decides that they don't want to play and they draw a card, then you just get rid of the whole word and we flip it to a different one. So now we have deer.
Oh.
And there's not just one board, there's a whole bunch of different boards that have loads of little starting letters on them.
I was jokingly going to say, oh, what happens? Can you flip it again to get a third word? But that's
You
not how, but
can.
you actually kind of can, so fair enough.
So yeah, it's a game of trying to assemble words and trying to get rid of all of the cards in your hand whilst other people try and throw spanners in the works.
Yeah.
You can play it in a solo capacity and I think a team mode. Fact check.
Well, Tom, fact checks, I want to say, look at the inside of this box. It's very cute. It looks like lots of little mailboxes in a big mail room.
I checked my facts. You can play it in a team mode.
We said a right thing. We got it right.
We got it
style.
right, and we didn't manage to do any words correctly. When the moment hit, I just had to say "oeol" or whatever that word was. It was terrible. Anyway, that's dead letters.
Thomas, I know what you're thinking. This isn't a board game. It's a bag. And
It's
also,
a bag.
this isn't even my hand. It's a wooden hand that I painted orange.
Wow.
It took me a long time, and then I realized it didn't look that good and I didn't have any use for it. This is the everyday carry gaming bag, barely captured by our top-down camera, which is basically set up to do board games and not this.
And not 3D objects.
Not 3D objects
made of
such
black
as this.
fabric.
Yes, so this is a bag which is designed for gaming stuff. And I'm just going to briefly show it to you.
Yeah, show
It's
me.
a pretty great bag.
Show me what's inside.
Right, so what is inside? Well, that's a good question. I can't really remember what I've left in this bag because this is actually the bag I'm using. So we've got, a battery pack.
A copy of a very slim small board
My
game.
real legal document.
A little tiny rule book for a card game.
Some fun things for keys.
Wow.
And then in the middle,
A sort of central chamber.
some actual games.
Yeah, you
so
can
we've got
see
in
that
there,
they're
you can
kinda
see
holstered.
just about.
Yeah.
You've got some little pockets, some fun pockets for little games. So I've got some of the other games that we've been covering on Board Games Direct inside this little bag. We've got Schadenfreude in there. I usually would have a little, maybe a little Regicide, maybe a little Dracula versus Van Helsing in the bag.
Maybe a copy of Twilight Imperium 3rd edition.
And then in the back, you got a whole section which fits basically an iPad or another thing. I've often got, oh, no, there it is.
Another game.
There it is. It's my Dracula versus Van Helsing hiding in there. I'll usually put my Steam Deck in here.
The bag is so capacious that you lost a board game inside of it.
It's quite an impressive thing for that sort of thing. And at the bottom, it has a whole section here which is designed specifically for either having a water bottle or
a roll-up playmat.
A roll-up playmat, because I think this bag particularly is designed maybe for people who play like CCG gamers.
Card game sickos.
Card game sickos such as yourself. You were a card game sicko.
Once upon a time, I was a card
maybe
game
another
sicko.
time.
Maybe I will be again.
I've kept in this a box of shuttlecocks, just to show you that really you can achieve anything with a bag if you put your mind to it. And
any cylindrical object really that you can think of.
It's also just covered in little like bits you can attach things to.
Little hooks.
Velcro. You could cover this bad boy in carabiners and things, and I probably will at some
To your heart's
point.
content. It's got a little pen pocket on the inside, many pen pockets.
Well, I also think that like we carry a lot of stuff like cameras and things for filming.
Yeah.
And I'm not good with bags. Everything all falls to the bottom of a bag.
Yes.
And I can't find my pencil case. What I really like about this one is the fact that it's got this sort of Velcro, really Velcroed in there. But it's got, see?
The whole thing comes
It's had
out
a baby bag.
that you can hold like this.
Yeah, it's like a mini little pouch.
And that also unzips?
Yep.
Matt, this
and
is
what's in there?
$150,000 in
Oh, well, yeah. There's, we've got... yeah. We've got, this is some good stuff. Yeah, we've got, I've got a toothbrush. I've got some sanitary towels.
Wow.
Why not? Be supportive to humans out there. Humans need these things, just because I don't need them.
You've got a lot of money.
You've got a decent amount of US cash in there as well. Helps you get through customs when they ask you lots of questions. They want you to have money. I don't know why, but it's true.
They want you to have money just to slip it in the top of their pocket.
But I really like the fact that I can just pull out a little thing of pens and put it on the side and then put it away again.
Yeah, nice.
And also because it's got Velcro on it.
You can stick it to the front.
Stick it to the front.
Wow.
And then it means temporarily you're like turbo bag person.
You're crazy. Wow.
For someone like me who's always messed around with SD cards and cameras,
Which you are.
having like a temporary external bag and then having it go inside and be completely waterproof on the insides is pretty good. Anyway.
It's kind of a good little multi-purpose thing because you can put board games in it and you can also put other stuff what you need in it. It's not just for board games. It's not like a cajon bag, which of course we know is just for board games and nothing else.
Yeah, this has been, I think the intention here is to use it for board games and things, but honestly you can do what you like with
put
it.
other stuff in it.
And I do, but I do also keep a little board game in there.
Just now, just for a bit of fun.
And that's the everyday carry from Modern Meeple. There we are.
Look at
it's all
that.
packed away and good to go. Oh.
It's Fame and Fable, a game where you're slapping fables with an axe.
An axe.
To try and earn fame.
To try and earn fame. Just hitting fables. Fables are stories with creatures in them, usually, aren't they?
Yeah, like kobolds, or the All-Seer,
Yep.
or this lowly parasite.
So I didn't think it was possible to hit the concept of a story with an axe, but if you insist it is, then I'm happy with that idea.
Absolutely.
Tell me about this game.
Okay. So this is a game where you're sort of building out a little tableau of heroes and allies and equipment in order to take on all of these different monsters and ghoulies.
Okay.
There are these sort of standard low-level grunts you've got in this deck, and then you've got some legends in here, like a werewolf.
A werewolf, a legendary goon.
Textbook. Turn structure in this game is super duper simple. You're going to have 3 pips of actions on your turn, represented by these delightful little orange cylinders. Yeah, very slurpable.
Yeah, they're kind of like cylindrical oranges.
Yeah, they're really nice.
So you're going to use these actions to sort of set yourself up to be in the best position to take on
One of these monsters over here. Absolutely. You've got allies over here, which you can recruit according to their cost in the top, and they have a sort of associated strength, and also attributes that they can use in their attack, and effects at the bottom that you can kind of synergize together. We'll talk about some of those in a second. And then you've got equipment, which will often offer these sort of like one-use powers or kind of consistent little bonuses that you can use to take on the monsters, which you'll see have a fame value in the top. When you take them on, when you beat them, you move up a certain number of points on this here track. But they also have different kind of attributes that you're going to have to work around. So for example, this one is immune to all attacks except the little lightning symbol, which means your fighter over here, Vine, who has only wavy attack, going to be absolutely useless. You're going to need to find someone who's got that sweet lightning bolt power.
Thankfully, Timber Oakbouch has Oakbow. Sorry, that's a G, not a C. But I'm reading upside down. I think that was all right for made-up words.
That's not bad.
Has lightning in their hands, whereas just vibes. Vine just attacks with just vibes.
Just vibes alone.
And I respect that. So this is basically the kind of middle, like sort of shop board, but also enemy shop.
Yes.
And then we're going to have our own tableaus off to the side.
Yes, that you're going to be building out with these cards.
So yeah, we're getting all these nice items. We're fighting enemies. This seems like quite a nice, friendly, cooperative challenge again. No. We're not working together.
You're scoring your own fame on this fame track over here. You're out for blood on your own. And that's kind of reinforced by some of the cards that you can get. So for example, this nice little combo I've got over here, the Shepherd lets me steal other people's exhausted allies. So once they use them for a fight, I can say, come on over here, join me. But they stay exhausted.
But they're on your side now.
But they're on my side. But if I get this musician, I can then spend an action pip to then ready that stolen person and then use them to fight stuff, which is pretty spicy.
Okay.
If I wanted to be really mean, I could steal someone's favourite alchemist, and then I could give them this explosive, which lets me do an attack of 10, and then I discard them. So the Shepherd brings them over, and then I blow them up.
That's, yeah, okay.
It's really mean. All of these monsters that you take out are going to score you fame, and you'll move up on this track, and the person with the most fame at the end of the game is the winner. But there's a nice little system here that kind of has some interesting grit to it. As you pass these moon tokens, they refresh everyone else's fighters in front of them, which is interesting because if you kind of accelerate really quickly, you might be able to manage to make it so that they unexhaust their stuff, but it was already unexhausted, thus making it kind of wasted. But it's not all lost because if someone goes really far in the lead, the people behind them get extra action. action. So there's a little bit of sort of Mario Kart style rubber banding to make sure people don't fall out the
It
pack.
means that if one person just suddenly starts doing really well, then you might get another whole turn in the middle of them having a turn.
To recruit all of their favourite allies right out from under them.
And then you can give them their allies and blow them up with bombs.
And then maybe you can be the one that takes on the big monsters in this deck that I think is kind of delightful, because these ones, you have a little shop of them, but if you want to take on a legend, you don't know what you're up against. Maybe it's a worm that's going to eat you.
I mean, that's relatable. If you want to take on a legend, you don't know what you're up against.
You don't know what you're up against. Pow!
And that's Fame and Fable.
That's Fame and Fable. It's time to do some potato business in Yotei.
Potato business indeed, and may the best potato win.
I've got a little bundle of them in my little hands.
Well, don't let me see your potatoes.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
rule number one.
You keep them behind your potato screen.
Is everyone has their own personal potato screen.
Which I notice has like a nice illustration of your character on the inside, just hanging out in the little potato palace.
Yeah, a little house, and also
It's
on the
very
front,
cute.
it's got them hanging outside of their house to be like, I'm this person.
I'm this cool snowboarder.
Oh, the
guy.
snowboard person. My favourite character is the business person, because the business person, effectively, their little kind of pieces that you play are just like lying down.
They're just chilling.
Just lying on the floor being like, how you doing?
Very nonchalant about these
I'm buying potatoes. The way the game works is very simple. What we're going to do on our turns is we're just going to place our people onto cards what we want.
I would like this one, please.
You can't have that one, Tom, because I haven't explained any of the rules about how this works. So you can see at the bottom of these cards, it's going to tell you the requirements for having these things.
Okay.
And then the top is what it's going to get you. Now this is similar to a game like Splendor, where effectively what you're trying to do in the game is get cards, build a little tableau of places in front of you.
Right.
Those cards then represent the symbols that allow you to buy things higher up the tree.
Until
And you'll see
eventually you've gotten this fish
a
place.
big old fish place, a big old mountain, just a pretty little walk,
nice
trees.
little temple.
Lovely.
What more could you want?
These hearts at the top of the card are basically points at the end of the game, and as soon as one player has 2 of these stars in their little tableau, the game ends immediately.
It's over.
Immediately. It's over. And then you just count up who has the most hearts on cards, and then that's it.
And hopefully it's you.
Hopefully it's you. But wait, potatoes. Because crucially, when we are placing our people onto these cards to say we're going to have them, we're not actually taking those cards just yet. And also, you can't go to the same one as mine just yet.
Oh.
Some of these cards have a little potato basket symbol on. And that's when we have these little potatoes on.
I see.
Which means, for these ones, these are cards which you bid on, and there aren't usually this many of them out, actually. This is quite a spicy selection already. So what I would do is I would secretly take my little potato box, put it behind my screen, pop some potatoes inside of it.
Oh, little secret ones.
Then I would put it back on here with my character on top of it to show, hey, I am bidding on this card.
Can I do the same?
Yes, you can.
Here I
because
go.
You can go in that and you can put a box there.
I'm going to do it.
Oh, someone's showing off. So now what's going to happen is at the end of the round, we're going to go through and we're going to basically collect all the cards we got. So you would be able to take that one to your collection.
Thank you very much.
And we would then bid on these things and see what happens. So we would take these off, we'd open them up, pour out the potatoes.
I got loads.
Oh my gosh, Tom.
I bid everything I had.
Yeah, he's got 7 potatoes. That would be
Yes.
absurd in this game. Don't do that. Whereas I bid nothing.
Oh.
Which means you get the card,
Yes.
but I don't spend any potatoes, and you lose all the potatoes that you spent.
How do I get more?
Well, it's quite hard to get more potatoes.
Oh.
One of the things you can do on your turn is you can, instead of playing on one of these cards, if you can't meet the criteria for getting any of them, you can pop a character on here, and then it means you're just going to get to take this card.
A freebie.
And it's just going to be a free card.
Nice.
Another thing you can do if you can't afford to get a card and play it is to put a thing onto a card, and then when you win it, instead of placing this, which would require 2 of these little green cards out there,
lozenges.
you can just flip it and you can have it as a single green forest in the tableau.
And that's how you get started, I suppose.
That's how you get started off, and then a card you can go here, you put one here, you just get to take 2 potatoes. Because all of these ones at the bottom are maybe bid ones, where we're bidding potatoes, or they're free, but as you can see, these little potatoes in the corner means you actually have to spend potatoes to go on these cards in the first place.
What is up with the economy here? It's just all running on tubers.
Here's what gets wild, is the fact that you might go here, right, and say, I'm gonna do this. I would have to pay 2 potatoes to even put my character on that card, and then I might not even be able to place that at the end. If I don't currently have the criteria required.
So you might speculate on it, and then someone else takes the things that you need
So
to
to be
finish
smart,
it.
you will often block cards to be like, I'm gonna have this one, I need to go for it early, and then if someone else blocks you from getting the frosty card you need to prerequisite, then you spend those potatoes and you just gotta flip it, and you just got
more potatoes.
more potatoes. It's less good.
Cold, hard world out there.
You're going to keep doing this, you're going to keep placing things, you're going to keep taking them back, building out the tableaus until somebody gets the stars, at which point the game ends. It's a pretty simple little tableau builder, but with just a little bit of hidden information.
A little bit of spicy little potato boxes.
I like the fact that these boxes are a limited resource as well. There's 5 of them, but as soon as those 5 are out on the table, if you want to make a bid on something, you can't.
Someone else has...
Because all of the potato boxes have been taken, and therefore...
So you could put like a bluff bid just so that you can use up one of the boxes.
There's a lot of little wrinkles and rubs to this.
Love a few
It's interesting.
Love a little wrinkle
and
a little rub.
super, super cute.
Yeah,
potatoes.
love a little box. Nice little cute stuff. Look at this little tag box. Got a nice little pattern on it. I like it. It's good
nice
stuff. That's Yotei. Stem and Branch is a little abstracty game based off of the Vietnamese zodiac. There's a really nice bit of detail in the manual about how it all kind of comes together in the components of the game and also the actual Vietnamese zodiac. Like there's these 60 different pairs and that's represented by the deck here of like element and animal. And that's what you have over here. You've got each animal of the zodiac and each element is represented by a card.
Okay, so we're missing out.
Here.
We got our like 12 zodiac and they got like millions of combinations.
Got so many different permutations.
Like Castlevania Familiar and Spell crossovers and the DS games. That's a real deep cut. Anyway, don't worry about it.
Doesn't have much to do with the Vietnamese zodiac, I don't think.
Nothing at all. Let's carry on.
The way this game plays is very straightforward. On your turn, you're going to do one of 2 things. You're going to take new cards, or you're going to place cards on the grid.
Okay.
Taking new cards, super self-explanatory. You just take one from the market and then replenish. You can top deck if you wish. It's always allowed.
I think I might. I think I might. I'm going to take this card, but it's secret. Don't look at it.
Secret. Don't look at it. Although you can look at it just for you.
I got a buffalo.
Oh. The other thing you can do on your turn is place cards onto the grid, and when you do this, you've got to take note of the element cost in the top. So in order to place this cat, I would need to spend 2 of the yellow, I think, earth.
It's an earth
sand,
cat. It says
sun.
it's an earth cat.
It's an earth cat.
And I have a water buffalo.
There you go. I would need to spend, which is
It's a real thing. It's a real thing. But over there is metal buffalo, and metal buffalo, as far as I know, isn't a real thing. Buffaloes are already pretty metal.
If I wanted to place this cat, I would need to spend 2 of the requisite elements from my hand, so 2 of these earth things, and I could also use these tokens, which you get when you place something in that slot, and I put those in the discard pile. But also, if you have other cards of the same element next to where you wanted to place it, so if I had this situation, I place this here.
Is it cheaper?
Oh yeah, it's cheaper.
Yeah!
It's a little bit of a discount for you.
Nice.
So this would be free because I have 2 earth elements next to it. And when you do this, when you place one of these animals, you take the corresponding token. So I would take the cat token from over this pool over here.
Let me just find it for you. One moment, sir. I'm sure we have a cat in here. There we go. There's your cat.
I'd take it, I'd put it in front of me, and I would score a point. You score points equal to the number of tokens in front of you whenever you take one. So if I were to then take a pig token, I would take that, and then I would get 2 points.
That's really cute, the pig token.
It's absolutely adorable.
I love that pig.
So they would just sit in front of you. But then, later on, what happens if someone else wants to play a cat? Well, if they played this cat, they would take the token away from me.
Right.
And then they would score points. But you can only place the cat if you are ascending the existing one. You can't just put it on any new space of your choice. It has to go where the old one is.
It has to go over the original cat and have a higher value.
Correct.
Smart.
I know. So you're sort of gradually working your way up these piles, trying to sort of like one-up the person and maybe setting up a nice play so you can get a discount on.
And now we got this water cat here. I can put my water buffalo there and take this as cash back for a future purchase of an animal.
Are you sure you have all 5 of the blue icons?
I
can see your hand.
I definitely don't, but we're going to pretend that I do because I want the buffalo token. Where is it? Where is it? That's a sheep. I'm really quite bad at
identifying animals.
You
found it.
I found it. It's
well done.
The buffalo.
You're going to keep doing this, placing animals, taking their tokens, getting these elements, placing them out as well, until either we run out of cards to draw or someone gets 60 points. So a little bit of a race element there as well. 60, of course, being an important number in the Vietnamese zodiac. It all kind of links together nicely.
Nice.
That is Stem and Branch. This game is Jusayo. Jusayo. It's a nice little card game that's going to test your memory, your deduction skills.
And it's got a tiny little snowman person.
It's got an adorable tiny little snowman person on a little rondel of cards. Shall I explain to you,
please do,
how it works?
Yeah.
This is a card game in which you never want to play your cards, ever. You want to be the last person standing each round. You want your friends to lose all of their cards or otherwise become knocked out of the round, because then you will score a point. And if you score 2 points, you win the game. That's what this little flower card's
Oh, the
for.
flower is points.
The flower's points. And on your turn, you're going to do one of 3 different things. Thing number 1 is play a card. And whenever you play a card, you will play the highest card in your hand of the current colour on this little rondel. So right now, if I wanted to play a card, I'll play my highest yellow, which would be this 6.
Okay.
And it would go in the box.
It goes in the box.
As you can see, there's a little thing in the bottom of the box that's like, card go in here.
Instructions.
Just to remind you, it's good to have instructions.
Yeah, all right, so you put the 6 in the box.
There we go, and that will be my turn.
Uh-huh.
But that's bad, right? Because I just said you don't want to play cards. Well, what about the other 2 options you can take?
What are the other options?
Well, option number 2 is you say Jusayo, and you hold the box inquisitively in front of one of your fellow players.
To me, okay.
That player must play a card if they have one in their hand that is eligible. So in this case, if you had a yellow card,
I do have a yellow card.
You would have to play
So
it.
I'll play that, but I might play this yellow card.
No, you must play your highest.
Must play the highest one.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
fine.
you put that in the box.
I'll put that in the box.
And that's my go, right? I've made you play a card and not me, which is fantastic.
You're a
'cause
genius.
I haven't played cards. I'm a genius.
You're a frickin' genius.
But let's say you'd played all of your yellow cards. Let's put that other one in the box. And then I say, you missed
How did
the
I
box.
miss throwing the box at this range? Okay.
So if in this situation, I go Jusayo, and you don't have an eligible card to play, you say, I can't. At which point, I would be knocked out of the game. Because I said, you got a card to play, right? And you don't have one. I was wrong.
Okay. I can't.
I can't.
Oh, but sir, I can't.
I can't.
Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. I cannot.
You can't.
But you told me about this earlier. The third thing you can do is you can basically predict that's going to happen. If you think I don't have any more yellows left.
So if we go zhup, 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 the other thing I can do is I can say to Matt, instead of saying Jusayo, I can say, bet you can't. And if you can't, if I'm right,
He knows I can't. That's the problem.
Then you're knocked out. Then you're out. I've just skewered you with my huge brain.
So those are the 3 things you can do on your turn.
You might be wondering how this little snowman goes on his little journey around here. It's when you play these double-coloured cards, he'll switch to the other colour shown, or when someone gets knocked out, which prevents these kind of endless situations where someone's just like, please, you know I've got no blues, don't kill me. I'm
Please
just a
don't
little
kill
snowman.
me. Please don't move the snowman to the kill spot.
That is Jusayo. A lovely little game of being a little snowman. You're not actually a snowman, you're a faceless card player. This year, they're taking CATAN on the road.
Oh my gosh, where are they? There's that noise that Catan makes as it bumps along the gravelly road.
This is CATAN on the road.
Yep.
It's a little card game version of CATAN that comes in a little box and plays, as the box promises, in 15 minutes. That's so few minutes to play a whole game of
many
CATAN.
minutes, no.
You
That's
could play like
speedy.
5 games of CATAN on the road in the time it would take to wash a car.
You can wash a car in 15 minutes?
I don't
Buddy,
know.
you're in the wrong career. You should get out there. You could be making money on that thing.
That could be.
And thankfully, as you can see, I'm looking underneath things. I'm looking everywhere. I'm looking left, right, and centre, and all of the other spaces in between. Nary a dice in sight.
Nary a dice, nary a board.
No, obviously there's no board.
Just cards.
Just cards.
Nothing but cards.
But no dice means you can't lose dice. We've all been there.
Oh.
When you're playing a game of Catan on an international flight, you roll on your turn, and then the plane pivots up a bit. All of the dice are back somewhere, and you just don't know what to do.
Yeah. This you could play on a plain tray table.
Yeah, you could. But all of our Catan favourites are here. We've got resources, things.
Knights, settlement cities.
I don't remember the knights.
Having the longest road or the largest army. You don't remember the knights?
I don't remember the knights.
They protect you from the robber.
The Knights of Catan.
The way this game works is very, very straightforward. On your turn, you can do 3-ish things. The first thing you can do is harvest, where everyone, regardless of whose turn it is, top decks a card from the resource deck. I got some wheat. What did you get, Matt?
Wheat, a little wheat treat. I got myself a little stone.
Wow!
A rock.
The active player is also going to get extra stuff if they've built any like metropolises or cities or whatever. Then they might get extra resources as well,
Okay,
but
great.
only on their turn.
Okay.
And then you can do a trade. Matt, I would like to trade you 2 rocks for 1 rock.
You know what? Go on then.
Terrible trade. But I would take that rock and put it into my hand, or you can trade with 1 player around the table. Typical Catan style. You give them resources, you get resources back.
I got 2 rocks for 1 rock.
And the player who you traded with gets to top deck a resource as well, as a little trading incentive.
Tom, you absolutely ruined yourself.
Yeah, that was a terrible deal.
I thought I was getting the bad side of that deal.
You're getting the great
And then you
deal.
just gave me like 2 rocks, and I was like, are you kidding me, buddy?
I'm the world's worst Catan on the road player.
Yeah.
The other thing you are going to then do on your turn is build. You can build something from the row if you have the stuff. So imagine I had the stuff for a settlement, I would get rid of it all, and then I would place the settlement into my tableau.
Great.
Bada bing, bada boom. You can see that these have little points on them, and the first person to 7 points immediately wins, but they also have a little effect down here. And we can talk about the aforementioned city, which gets you more resources, or the metropolis, which gives you loads more resources.
Yes.
But you also have things like these settlements, which when you build them, you will draw an event.
I can see.
From the event deck, what do we got?
It's a robber.
The robber works in traditional CATAN style.
Stealing.
You have to get rid of some of your resources unless you have a load of knights to protect you. You can also build roads, which will allow you to do little trades on your turn. You can swap any number of resources for a single
So
one.
you don't have to trade with other humans,
You
which
can just
obviously,
trade with yourself.
I'm not a big Catan head myself, but I know that not wanting to trade with other people is a common point of contention.
It's very fair. And the other thing you can do is if you get loads of knights, you can build up the largest army, or loads of roads, you can build the longest road and get some extra points because the first to 7 wins the game. That's Catan on the road.
That's Catan on the road.
Catan, but smaller.